Well, 54 teams from every state in the country competed in the We the People finals. The Pacific Northwest is well represented with 10 of the top 10 teams. We are joined with the 7th place team right now in Tahoma High School. That's where Doug Dillon is this morning. And Doug, who have you got there? The whole team?
No, this isn't the whole team, Amy. The whole team is 25 kids?
23.
23. This is just a group, a unit. This isn't even one unit. This is a mix of units. And so the gal holding the mic, her name is Daria. Daria, what was your favorite part of this year?
My favorite part of this year is just being able to learn with a group of like-minded students that are all really passionate about government and civics.
And you're holding the fancy trophy here, placing 7th. What was it when they announced you as 7th place? What do you think?
I was just really honored to be part of a team of equally passionate students to not only participate in discourse, but to learn more about the founding of our nation. So having that opportunity really, I guess, enriched my learning.
And what was your favorite part of the trip?
I'd have to say my favorite part of the trip was really getting to know people I hadn't really met before in the class, and this primarily happened on the DC trip as I really grew close to some of my classmates.
And you two are going to Loyola. LMU this coming year, and then where are you headed?
I'm going to Colorado School of Mines to study engineering next year.
And so you guys, what units do you represent?
I'm Unit 1.
We're all
so
Unit
us
1.
Three are Unit 1, yeah.
Unit 1 primarily deals with the underpinnings of our government.
And then what unit were you?
I'm from Unit 6, which is the modern application of the Constitution. So today that mainly deals with the conversation around immigration, and then we also talk a lot about foreign policy.
And what unit were you?
And I'm Unit 4, and we do checks and balances and branches of the government and just kind of how it all runs.
Before you guys took this class, quick one, did you guys have any idea how much was involved with what you've learned?
I would say that all of our application for, like, if we were to take a regular AP Gov class, I feel like we wouldn't be applying that knowledge, but we can see people in our class, like one of my colleagues actually led Seattle March for Our Lives. So this isn't stuff we're just learning, it's stuff we're actually applying into our own lives as we become adults and become more civically engaged.
Well, Amity, Jordan, this group of kids learned a lot of stuff, did a lot of cool things. The one girl holding the plaque, her older sibling participated in it as well. So there's generational, things going on. Is there anything you want to tell your sibling?
She got 11th and we got 7th. So.
Amity, I just had to do that. Being a younger sibling, I had to do it.
Tell them not to drop that mic, because that's our property, but that is just a mic drop moment right there. Thank you so much, Doug.